Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how I make the fluffiest omelets, cheese omelets. And it's easy and delicious. I'm going to show you how I do it. The secret to this is using the magic bullet, or what they say in France, the magique omelet. But what you want to do is you want to take some eggs and break them into the magic bullet container. And then what you want to do, or you can use a blender like Ninja, but you want something that's got a lot of power to it. Then you want to take some milk, and you want to put in, I've got 4 eggs in here, so you want to put in about a teaspoon of milk per egg. This is what's going to give you a lot of the fluffiness. So if you put 2 eggs, then 2 teaspoons. If you put 3 eggs, 3 teaspoons, and so forth. I always use 4 because I don't eat any bread with mine, so I need a little bit more. So there you see the milk is all in there. And then what you do is simply blend her up. And what you really want to get this blended very, very well. As a matter of fact, I forgot this part. I'm going to go ahead and put my salt, S-A-L-D, salt and pepper in there. So I always put my salt in there. That gets it all blended in there real well. And then I like to put some pepper in there. And if you want to put anything else in there, you can. If you want to put some meat chunks or whatever, but I don't typically do that. I just usually make a cheese omelet. So you put that in there. Sometimes I put some red pepper flakes in there if I want it spicy. Anyway, and then you just put it on top of the motor, the magique bullet motor. And let it run a good while. You'll notice it's getting higher up. The more it spins, the more air bubbles are created. And that's the secret to the fluffiness. So you want to really get it well blended, and that's what's going to make it really nice and fluffy. So now let me show you how I cook it. Okay, now this part I'm going to do with one hand. Never quite made it with one hand before, but got to hold the camera. I'm going to go over here and get my eggs from the magique bullet. Spin it just a little bit more. And you can see that I've already got the cooking spray in the pan, and it's heating up, and I'm just going to pour those eggs in there nice and slow like that. You see how it's well blended. Now, one of the great secrets that I'm going to share only with you is to not use a fork or something to scramble these the way that you normally would. You don't want to keep chopping at it. You want to use a flat spatula like this one. And what you're going to want to do is just start kind of just pushing it. Just as it's getting hot, just slowly pushing it like so. And while you're pushing it and it's getting hot, this keeps the air bubbles in there, keeps it nice and fluffy. And I put my stove on pretty high heat, but you can do it slower if you want to, but I like it to get cooked quickly, because I want those air bubbles to stay in there. And that's what makes it fluffy, is the slow pushing of the spatula like this. Not letting it stick to the bottom, just moving it off the sides, not wanting it to get all stuck to the bottom and things like that. You can see it's getting nice and done. Just letting the spatula push it around. This probably takes about 5 minutes because there's so much air fluffiness in there. They don't cook as quickly as other eggs do. And then you just want to try to get to the point to where you can kind of start flipping it over, like so. Look how nice and thick that is. Nice and thick and fluffy. And I don't I don't take my spatula and push down on it like that because I want it to remain thick and fluffy. Now, flip her again. Like so. That looks great. Look how thick that is. That's those air bubbles from the Magique Brûlée. And I'll flip it one more time, and of course you cook it to whatever amount of doneness that you want. And then what I do, once I got it right where I want it, which is right about now, see how thick that is, I take it and I flip it over on my plate, like so. Then I just take some shredded cheese, any flavor you want, any kind that you want. And then I just take my hand really quickly and flip it over like that. And that cheese will start melting. And you see how nice and hot that is, and delish. And that is how I make fluffy cheese omelets. Look how thick that is. Woo! Better than Waffle House. Thanks for watching.